All right. So this was level 1 and now this is level 2. Now let's add some here, level 3. Let's bring them back. These are the subconcepts of the personal profile. Okay, now we see here the employee. Now we can take that relationship because when a person specify an employment, they specify the organization. So this employee relationship goes to the employment subconcept. And let me change the color so that we can see it. All right, and it is possible if the organization is education that there's another type of relationship that would be linked to the degree. So let me just say we're gonna break down this entity into sub-entities. So let's say education, organization, and there is say commercial or something. Well, obviously, like when we have a proper elicitation, we would know the proper terminology that we should use. I'm just using any arbitrary word to represent the meaning. Now that we broke down the organization into two sub-entities, the employee relationship should, well, actually both of them can employ, the education and the commercial can have employees. So we can leave this relationship linked to the outer concept or the outer entity. Now, when a person specifies a degree, they specify the educational organization that they got the degree from. So we can add this relationship here. So we can have it this direction, we say issue, or we can have this direction and say graduated from. Or I think that the term used on LinkedIn is alumni. Okay. All right. Now we see here this relationship post job. Both types of organization can post a job. So we can leave it like this. Now, hold on a second. Is this supposed to be an entity by itself like that? Or should it be part of the organization? Now, I would think, now that we have better understanding of what's inside the profile, what are the entities or the sub-entities under profile, it seems like the job posting should be part of the organization. So it should go like this. Let me bring it to front. So I can adjust it, like I start with something, as I go, I learn better, I can adjust it. Okay. So now here's a decision. Should we keep this relationship, or it is implied by the fact that it is a subconcept? Now it's a choice. I would rather remove it. Okay. And then when we say that personal profile applies for a job, so yeah, it should go to that level, but I can change the color just to indicate that we changed the level as well. And let me take this arrow, put here. Okay. All right, now let's look at the, yeah, so Also, profiles have something called post, and both organization profile and personal profiles can post, right? So should we put the post here under personal, or should we put it here? So it seems to me you see, this is just a personal opinion. It's all subjective. You may or may not agree with me. It's up to you. I'm just saying that as an example. Now, it seems to me that the concept of a post should not belong to the I mean, a personal profile would have posts, organizational profile would have posts. Okay, now we can put it outside both of them as part of the profile, like this. So just general post, okay. Or now I feel like now profiles have posts, but it's not really a sub-concept or a sub-entity or a subclass. But yeah, there is a direct relationship between the profiles and the posts. But like my personal opinion, this is an option to put it here as a sub-entity, but I feel like it would be better representation if we put it as an entity on its own. Now I'm gonna keep it colored like this because it is directly related to the uh, personal or employee or organizational. So I added it when we are working on level 3, so I can leave it at level 3 with the color code that we have here. And then I can have the relationship between any type of profile and a post. Okay, now the word post is both a noun and a verb. So we can have a relationship like this, posts, or, you know. Okay, so that's one way. Now let's look at the course. What sub-entities that we can have in a course? We can have an instructor. So we would need a table in the database called an instructor. Okay, that's what we're trying to figure out now. We would need a class in our program that's called an instructor. Okay, the data holder to hold the data about the instructor. Okay, now our course would have lessons. So we would need a table called lesson in the database or a class that would be called lesson. So a data holder for the data representing the lesson. And maybe we can have something like supporting material or material. Okay. Now, so we see when we are, okay, so these are supposed to be level 2. So just to keep the color coding consistent, level 2, we use the gray color, so let's keep it there. Now, is the instructor actually a sub-concept of the course or a sub-entity of the course? I feel like it is an entity on its own, so I'm just gonna take it out here. And an instructor can offer multiple courses, so it should not be a sub-concept. It's closely related concept or closely related entity. But it's not, it doesn't seem to me like it's a good representation to have it as a sub-entity. So I'm just gonna call this relationship offer or offers. Okay. Now, if we want, you see there's when we were thinking about the how it was, there was a concept of tracking. So we need tracking. We need try some sort of to track which lesson was taken when the person enrolled in a course, so we can have this relationship or tracking. I mean, we can take this relationship into a lower level so that we know which lesson it was taken. So that helps us to track. And well, even if the person didn't actually take any lesson, we still want to know whether it was like the profile or the personal profile was enrolled. So maybe we can have another relationship here to come from the profile to the course. And let's call it what is it like this? Let's call it enroll. Okay. Oh, now also the takes. So it should be, it is going to the profile. Let me double check here. So this should go here. Okay. Now it seems that the lines are overlapping. Yep. Okay. So that's what's this? Oh, I don't remember adding I don't remember adding that. I don't know where it come from. Okay, so that looks like a reasonable data model to start with. Now I didn't represent everything that we have on the domain model here for brevity, to keep the example brief, okay? But you can try out to add more information or like represent the concept that we have here. Also, if you can try to understand how the advertising work on LinkedIn and try to expand on that and see if you can add it to the data model as a form of practice, that would be great. Okay, I hope that helped.